Hello once again, everybody. Welcome back to the third and I believe final game of today. We'll be bringing you from the Highlight TV Cup Series. My name is Tasty Aladar, and with me is Benvarmeren.
Yes, and with this third game, I'm hoping that we might get a little bit more of a serious game than the last game, despite how entertaining it was.
Last game was serious as anything, dude. Pain Gaming was super serious that whole time, and there's nothing you can say otherwise.
I'm sure they were.
Okay, so bans already coming through. Trundle and Callista are the first two to suffer and be knocked away by the ban handle.
And, okay, so I'm more interested in the Trundle ban than Callista, because Callista, I said this in the first game as well, she got nerfed, so she's been toned down very hard, and I don't really see her as a contested pick anymore, but if you play her correctly, she can still be such a big pain in the butt. But Trundle, I love to see him being taken away, because I think he's a very strong top laner, and he can really deny these tanky top laners, for example Nautilus, Poppy, Maokai if he even comes out, because he has been seeing some buffs recently. So Trundle can split push and deny top laners, and I really love to see him being taken away.
Yeah, Graves and Poppy have also been banned away now, one on each side. Last ban for Void Gaming, who are on the blue side, by the way, and Enigma Esports on the purple side. I should have mentioned that. There you go. So those are the two teams we have today. And Void Gaming, the last ban is actually Sejuani.
And now I'm very interested in seeing whether or not Kindred will be banned, because you already took away Graves. And Kindred, I know this Victor doesn't really play Kindred, but Kindred is just a better version of Graves, and Kindred is this dueling early game jungler who wants to be building Devour often. So I'd like to see them maybe pick it up here. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly, you pick it up.
There you go.
We know that Behemoth likes to play Kindred. It is his second most played champion in solo queue, so he certainly knows how to play it, and Kindred she's just so strong. We saw her spin the game out of control in the first game of today.
And the other two picks are quickly responded on the side of Enigma Esports, and it will be the Braum Lucian lane, a classic. Everyone loves to see that one in the bottom lane, and if they get proper lane matchups rather than there being a lane swap, Enigma could get quite a big early lead there if they play that matchup as well as it could be.
Now I'm interested in seeing whether or not Hosan will play more safe than he did in the first game of today, because he had Ezreal there, and many consider Ezreal to be one of the most safe AD carries that you can possibly get in the League of Legends. So with him going for something like Lucian, he will certainly have way more lane pressure, but his safety might be toned down now that he doesn't play Ezreal.
Well, a big factor of the safety on Ezreal is the fact that he has a blink, right? Or
Yes,
a dash, I know
exactly.
which it is. I guess it's a blink. But if you use the blink to go in, that completely negates the safety.
Like
Hosan, I'm not
did.
sure he went out with that ability once in that first game. The Ezreal is going to go over to the other side. Sorry guys, my bad, we're picking that up. For Void Gaming, as well as the support lock-in as well. So both bot lanes have been completely locked in. Ezreal Alistar versus Braum Lucian. I give it to the Braum Lucian every day if they get proper lane matchups.
Yes, and Braum is also a better support right now than Alistar. Alistar, of course, is still this tanky frontline beast. Braum just does it better. He's able to tower dive earlier than Alistar because he has Unbreakable, and Alistar has an Unbreakable will, but you only get that at level 6. So generally, your tower diving as a Braum is just better, and Alistar also received some nerfs here in patch 6.6. So now his heals only give 33% to his to champions. So generally he can still have this sustain in lane, but it's just not as good as possible. So Mystic shots are probably the way for sorry guys, my bad, to farm in this game.
And a couple of beefy tanks locked in on the side of Enigma Esports there in Gragas and Nautilus. Nautilus going to be heading towards the top lane, you'd imagine, and Gragas in the jungle. And that is a really tanky comp they've got themselves so far. Not very high damage though. The only damage at the moment really coming out of Hozan, a little bit from the Gragas perhaps as well from Victor, but not a huge amount. So we'll be able to see. It'll be interesting to see what their mid lane pickup is, because it's going to need to have a lot of damage with it if it's to become a viable team comp. On the other side, looks like Void Gaming are hovering over the Maokai and Azir right now. Switches to the Ahri. I really like the Maokai right now. I think Maokai incredibly strong in several different roles actually, and
No, take the Maokai. Take the Maokai. Don't take Nocturne.
not Nocturne top. Okay, there's Maokai. Good. Okay, so the
Awesome.
Ahri is locked in for Void Gaming as well as the Maokai. Maokai will be heading towards the top lane. Ahri, of course, in the middle lane.
Oh yeah, oh yes, and I love Enigma now. I mean, Alcafe playing Azir, it couldn't be better. Azir is just, he's a really strong mid laner right now. He's high risk, high reward, and he can bring so much single target DPS, and also he can bring AoE damage. So he's so strong, but he is high risk, high reward, and he of course are against an Ahri, so that can be punishing in itself.
Yeah.
And Ahri has an ignite, so someone like Alcafe, which is who stole my name. His name is Alcafe, but somebody literally stole his name.
Yeah, so quite the saga that one actually. Changed his name away to troll a teammate or his coach, I believe, and when he tried to change it back, someone had taken his name from him, which is why we now get the rather flavorful name that he has currently. However, we will be trying to call him Alcafe throughout the cast, or Alcafe, because that is the name he prefers.
Yes. But still, you mentioned how there weren't a lot of damage over on the side of Enigma, and you now have more damage. Of course, with Azir coming in, that it is high damage, and Lucian also never really have these big power spikes. He always have like a power curve that has a few bumps on the way in the game. So they have the front line that can protect that high risk, high reward pick coming from Azir, but still they need to be able to stop the dives coming from Maokai, coming from Ahri, even Alistar. All of these can get back to the backline and pick up Lucian and Azir. So that's what I'm looking out for, and especially the Maokai is what I'm looking out for the most.
Right, yeah, and I mean, so once again, Enigma going for 3 mega tanks for a frontline, and a very conventional frontline backline style, free frontline, 2 on the backline. And on the other side, we have a rather different sort of situation because Kindred, while the ultimate is up and running, is a frontliner to all intents and purposes, can act as a tank. However, as soon as that ultimate is down, Kindred becomes a backliner. So it's sort of a 2-1-2, if you will, front to back on the side of Void Gaming, whereas it's just a more standard 3-2 from Enigma. And I think I prefer Enigma's comp, though it is perhaps slightly lacking in damage. It depends on how much Alcafe is able to bring on that Azir. But what do you think? Who do you think, based on these team comps, will win the game?
It's hard. I like both team comps. I can see the win conditions for both of them. It's about team fighting, and it's hard because a lot in these games in this current meta is about getting the momentum for you, and it's really the junglers that tends to dictate how you get the momentum. And both of these junglers, both Gragas and Kindred, can do this because Gragas, he goes for Runic Echoes and is able to deal a lot of damage. Kindred goes for a Devour often, not necessarily, but often goes for a Devour. So they will also be able to be a very not tanky, but a damage backline, frontline, whatever. So if I have to take a pick, I would give it over to Enigma, just because I really like the Seer pick. Lucian also, they have this consistent damage. And I feel like the front line of Enigma can handle the damage that will come out from Kindred and Ahri and Ezreal. And I think I feel like the laners of Enigma are just some lane bullies that will dictate the game. But still, the Maokai pick is what I'm looking out for, because I feel like Maokai, now that he received some buffs here in 6.6, will have an easier time of surviving the lane, because he has base magic resistance plus growth It's been buffed. So, especially in this game where there are basically 3 magic damage dealers on the side of Enigma Esports, I feel like Maokai couldn't really be in a better paradise.
Right, and we'll be able to see if Buron is going to be able to access Paradise with that Maokai, and whether he's able to make it work. Just getting into the loading screen now, should be able to see the Keystone Masteries in a moment. See if there's anything particularly interesting picked up.
Well, Buron just has to follow the voice of light. Unfortunately, Aurelian Soul aren't in this game, but follow the voice of light into heaven, into paradise, and do not follow the snake.
Yeah, well, you just love showing off that you know all of Aurelian Soul's ability names already, don't you?
I am the Comet of Legends. I am the center of universe. I'm a celestial expansion, a star search.
You are. Oh, well, talk about that in a moment. Boheron actually going to be caught out slightly. Winter's Bite didn't land onto him, though, and he might be able to get away. Is Dredgeline back in, though? That's going to be a dead Boheron already. A kill already. First blood going over for Hosan. A fantastic start for Enigma. Really decisive play from Zvictor in particular to go for the flash body slam, and boy, did it work out well for them.
Hosan is now the center of universe with that first shot. well, it's very well played by Enigma. They also get a lot of good wards. So, they are the ones that came out ahead of that. Of course, they got the first blood. So, that is a longsword over on the side of Hosan. And he is that lane bully. Of course, they're not going to get the standard lanes, but they will have an easier time of pushing down towers now that they have extra damage over on the side of Hosan. And they also have a lot of vision to play around with. So, standard lanes is not going to be a thing, but they already have the momentum going for them. And Enigma Esports, they are on the right path to victory.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, it's actually Enigma Esports who are the ones who initiate the lane swap, despite the fact they have what most people would consider to be stronger lanes, both in the bot lane and perhaps in the top lane as well. Top lane's a bit of a closer matchup, I think, but they are the ones who have opted into it, and we'll be able to see if they are the ones who make it pay off in favor of them. Revoltech actually coming in to disrupt this blue buff, and actually Svitka is coming as well. Behemoth, he's stunned up, he's only level 1 still, and he's actually going quite low. Legend of Nicky's here as well. Behemoth has to flash away. Buron also has to flash away. Nicky lands the dredge line, but his team isn't there following. He's going to put some extra damage onto him, gets the concussive blow stacks, but Nicky is fearful of a collapse, and rightly so. Sura Reborn wasn't heading towards it, still just laning out here against Al-Kafi so far, but might actually get a gank in his favor. No, that's just passing through there for Behemoth, and Enigma Esports starts up the turret trade. Oh, interesting, a TP coming in from Boheron here. He's only level 1, but so are Revoltech and Nicky here. I'm not sure there's too much they can do about it. They do have the concussive blows, though, and they're going to take him down once again. Boheron, he's died twice. He did pick up a kill in return, however, onto Legend of Nicky, so it could have been worse. More trading in the middle lane. Revoltech also went quite low there, but this is still in favor of Enigma Esports, and they can push down this turret still really quickly.
I'm not quite sure why you would teleport to the top lane. You are already having a hard time because you are in a lane swap, you are not receiving any resources. Then you go ahead and use your teleport to the top lane. That's a very weird decision in my opinion.
Back.
What? Why are you even doing this, Boreon? You should be in the bottom lane helping your bottom lane.
He's still level 1 with 0 CS.
Yeah,
I mean, the same could be said for Legend of Nicky. And Legend of Nicky doesn't have a kill, but he does have 2 assists. Both of them onto Boheron, I believe. Who's, Al-Kafi actually quite low there, gets ignited. Pops the cleanse, and Behemoth's actually on the wrong side now. Al-Kafi, he might be in trouble. Oh, what a beautiful glide that is. Will Behemoth be able to catch up? Wolf bites Al-Kafi twice on the backside. He does pick up the kill anyway with the Dance of Arrows, but almost the great escape from Al-Kafi. If he'd been able to pull that one off, that would have been insane.
That would definitely have been very insane. I mean, Boheron now going to the wrong place again.
Boheron, why? He's going to be locked up by the concussive blows. It's another kill for Hosan. 3 kills onto him. 3 deaths onto Boheron. There's definitely a correlation there. Enigma Esports, they are getting the better of this so far.
Look in the bottom lane. We can also see that now Behemoth are in the bottom lane. Legend of Nicky might be in the same situation.
Yeah, he might be. He is standing
Wait.
further back from the turret as well. Looks like he's going to back away. He's just waiting there so he can catch the wave once it pushes through. The turret will be traded over. That will even out the gold slightly, but it's still around 600 or 700 in favor of Enigma Esports right now. That kill in the middle lane onto Behemoth did help, and he is stealing away a blue buff as well. So not bad. Behemoth trying to make the best of a bad situation right now for his team, and he's doing a pretty good job of it.
Okay, and I know that you aren't getting a lot of resources in a lane swap. And I know, Borion, you want... Oh, wait, actually, never mind.
Oh, Behemoth coming back again. Might even try and make the situation even better right now. Charm lands. There is the Orb of Deception. Sura Reborn picks up the kill. Another kill now in the middle lane. Another death for Al Kafi. He's not had an ideal start, despite the fact the rest of his team kind of has.
And I love... Well, it's good to see how they're shutting down this Azir pick. I talked about it's high risk, high reward. And here we can see the risk. You don't have any summoners right now. Oh, wait, actually, Revoltech.
Revoltech's in trouble. Speaking of not having summoners, Flash not available for him. He does have the Unbreakable there, though. And they aren't going to dive onto him. He's too tanky for them right now.